Hi, I'm Marc Cherry, creator and executive producer of Desperate Housewives. And I'm here today with
Jamie Denton,
who plays Mike Delfino, and we are going to ask your questions that you have submitted for abc.com. You have such great chemistry with Terry Hatcher. Did you two know each other before the show?
We had never met. We had a couple of really odd small world near misses. When she was doing cabaret on tour, her male lead was married to my wife. It was my wife's first husband. Yeah. And so, of course, I didn't know her yet, but that's a really weird coincidence.
That's a really weird one.
Because they worked together for a long time.
I didn't know that.
And he was married to my wife. So we had a couple of sort of near-miss small world things. I tested for this role. I didn't get it, but John Tenney got it.
Ha!
Who was at the time
married to Terry Hatcher.
But I had never met her. I met her at the table read. Were there any other titles for the show before you settled on Desperate Housewives?
No. I came up with the title first. I was trying to think of various titles, and I thought of the word housewives. And there was some off-Broadway musical called Angry Housewives many years ago. And I was thinking of the juxtaposition of an adjective with that noun. I thought that was kind of clever. And then, it occurred to me, Desperate Housewives. And what's funny about that title is that I was so passionate about that title that a couple of times during the course of me writing the script and trying to get it sold, people would react negatively to the title. And I would always look at them going, I think this is the greatest title that's ever been for a TV show, and I'm not changing it. It was a provocative title. I think some feminists didn't like the fact that I was using the word housewives. They thought it was retro in a negative way. But, clearly because we were such an instantaneous hit, it had some resonance for some women out there. And I think because it is a memorable, provocative, and evocative title, that it stood us in good stead. What's your all-time favorite Mike-Susan moment on the show?
That's easy. After Mike and Susan's first date, when he walks her up to the front door after having seen her naked in the bushes, which was my second most fun moment in the same episode. And I walk up, and she thanks me for being such a gentleman. And I said, well, I got to admit, I wasn't exactly a gentleman. I did take a look. And we have a sweet little kiss, and she's almost in the door, and I say, and for what it's worth, wow. And she had this really very honest blush in the scene.
Well, and the thing that's so great about that moment, really, for the character is that's what a woman wants. He wants him to be mostly a gentleman.
Right, exactly, but not completely.
But not completely. You just kind of sneak in that little sexy little compliment, and yeah, I remember that. That was a terrific moment.
Have you thought about bringing back all the mystery characters from each season towards the end of the show's run?
Here's a little scoop for you. I do have an idea for the final episode where you see everyone who's ever been on Wisteria Lane. I have a really, really cool idea.
That would be fantastic.
Hugely expensive.
It would be.
So, whenever we get to it, I have a really, really cool idea for the final moments of Desperate. So we'll see if I'm allowed to do it. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am Marc Cherry. This is
Jamie Denton.
And we have been answering your questions for abc.com. Please remember to watch Desperate Housewives on ABC.